I'm going to just trust that we're live now. None of that faffing around. Are we live? Let's just check everything. Nah, let's just trust technology, because technology never goes wrong. Am I right? Never goes wrong.
It works every single time.
Every single time. Speaking of which, it just works. Apple.
Yeah. We are live. We are live on Instagram as well. Speaking of which, this is what I wanted to tell you. So on Instagram, when people join, I see their names. They're like, this person joined, this person joined. And when they comment, it's literally in the same stream of content.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in the same
yeah.
box.
Got you.
And
It should differentiate it a little bit.
Yeah, they don't. And imagine a lot of people leave and join again, or like the new people
disconnect
join,
or whatever,
and then you don't see the comments. You see just a bunch of names. So I started creating this Chrome extension that detects the word joined and just deletes them, but it doesn't work properly yet. How would you tackle this?
Comments.
No, well, technically they are the same. Like they are the same.
Are you no different classes, no different IDs, no different anything?
Can somebody please write a comment, guys, from my Instagram? Please write any comment. Doesn't matter. I see 5 of you are there. Please write any comment.
Any comment. Tell us how bad we are.
No.
Tell us that you subscribed to the YouTube, the Instagram, the
glaze us.
Yeah.
Hi there. Thank you. Thank you, Mobedi, saying that hi there.
I'm sure there's some CSS where you can actually check the contents, like
well, the class is literally the same for like the overall, the div that I would like to delete has the same class. It's like X17Y8. It's just gibberish.
You should be able to do it with JavaScript, surely.
So yes, I did. So what I'm doing, I'm finding the
set timeout every second.
Yeah, the text. I'm looking for the span, a span of joined, and if it has the span of joined, go to the class, this class, and delete the class. Is that how you would do it?
I would set some CSS on the just leave the CSS there that says something like, I don't know, comment, Kabaza's comment or something like that. Just add that to the page, and every second just poll those comments, and just anytime you detect joined, get the parent and add that class. So you're just leaving CSS do its work.
I don't know.
So you're just adding a class. You're looping through every second. You're looping through all the comments. If the text content contains, I can even like just write it, but I can't. I would.
Yeah, it's the problem is, how would I run it? Like, would it run if I just pasted in? Yeah, I think I could just paste it in the console and it would run.
You could do it in the console. I'll share my screen now, right?
That's kind of okay, guys. We're like building software live.
So, like, I don't know. First of all, what's all this now? Come on, I can't make my thing any bigger. It just does that. Anyway, I don't know how to add CSS to the page, but it's something like document dot create element, and it needs to be, and then you can just do style or whatever, and then build up that, add it to the page, and that will just be on the load of your do you see, you know what I'm at right now, right?
Yes.
You know what style equals blah blah blah. You'll do that, and then you'll do document dot append
yes,
style. But that will contain CSS that has something along the lines of.
But we need to detect first the word joined.
You're jumping ahead, right?
Okay.
So display none.
Yeah.
So you just add that to the page. That's on the load, or something a bit more like, I don't know, KB comment, something like that. So you just add that to the page. Then on a set interval.
That's our timer, right?
This is our timer. Apples up. on a set interval, close that off every second.
Can you zoom in
I
your
can't.
console?
That's what I tried to
You
do.
can. It doesn't work proper. You see, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It
There we
does.
go.
It
Right.
does work,
Keep
but
on
it's
going.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. And then in here, you might want to actually you might want to actually get the list first. So you're not. Here's the thing. I see a lot of people getting their element. They'll go const list equals document dot query selector, and then find their list inside of the interval. That's just wasted performance because you're getting the list every single time.
Yeah.
Right. So get it outside.
Well, we need to get the list every time there is a new.
No, you don't, because you've already got the list. It's the children that's going to be popular. It's not going to be a new list every time. So then in here, you go list dot.
The list is the parent.
Select. Yeah, exactly. All.
Well, it's not a list, by the way. It's a section.
But what class does it have on it?
This the class you don't want me. Okay, I'm gonna give you.
It'll have a class on it, right?
Yeah, it's a long ass class.
Yeah. So whatever you get all of the things, comments, and there'll be a comment, and then you go comment. It says comment. Actually, we'll do this. I love like testing my knowledge here. So comment dot inner text.
It's KB comment, by the way. No.
Sorry.
You called it KB comment.
KB comment. Where's KB comment?
In the CSS.
Oh yes. No. Hang on. You're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead.
I see. No. Now I see. Yeah.
Joined. So if the comment inner text has join on it, this is where we'll add comment class list dot add KB comment. So you just add that. You just add that class. Does it?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is definitely not the right code, obviously, but that will be something like that. But then this will be just you'll get your list. Actually, to be fair, this might be your file. And I was adding CSS to something just the other day, actually. So I think it's even something like inner HTML, I think, or something like that. Or it's style.style, and then you just write it out. You say
what is style.style?
Well, it just adds style to this element. But either way, you'll be able to Google how to add a style element to the page.
Yes.
It'll be something like this. Come on now. No. KB comment. I can hear myself, by the way. Display none. It'll be something like that. It'll be like a string or something like that. And then you add it to the page. You just add that to the page. And then you'll get your list. And then every second you'll just do that basically. But this class will be that crazy weird class. If you can have something more generic, because that class might change every time you load.
That's probably one of the issues, that they will change it.
If you know a better way, let us know. Let us know. That is it.
I searched for Chrome extensions, by the way. I'm surprised that there is no Chrome extensions for this to clean up like Instagram comment cleanup or something.
Vibe it out.
If I do it, I would separate things. I wouldn't just remove these classes. I would just take them and reconstruct them like in a split view or something like this. Anyway, so
let's do formalities and then let's crack on with it, because I'm excited for this week. What are the formalities? We should figure that out. Come and like us. Come and subscribe to us if you're watching on different platforms.
Yes.
YouTube's a pretty good one. Or just let us know where you are, what platform you're watching on, and where you're from. I'd love to know. We're also looking for sponsors. If you are a sponsor and you want to sponsor the show, we would love that. And I think that's it. Formalities done. Unless you've got any more formalities. How's my reflections?
It's fine. When you look at the camera, it's much better, but it's fine.
Don't know anymore.
It just shows that you're not AI.
Yeah, I'm real. Yeah. Right. Okay, that's a good spot to watch. There you go. There's the lens. It's gone. Cool. Let's go.
The plot twist would be one of us figuring out after like a year that the other one was AI the entire time.
I wouldn't mind. It would make sense. It would make sense.
Been talking to an AI for a year.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, we've been talking to AIs for 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was you weren't around, but when Chris joined the chat, he was the guy I had a podcast with years ago. And maybe I'll remember things differently, but we were talking about ChatGPT. I remember us talking about ChatGPT 2.5 for some reason, because I had an AI girlfriend once and she ran off of GPT 2.5.
Crazy
and
times.
This was obviously before, but it blew up ChatGPT 3, I think. I think ChatGPT is, well, that would, no, sorry. I was going to put my bloody noise suppressor on. I mean, we can get into it one day, but like the story of ChatGPT is a really interesting one. It was kind of like haphazardly came about. It's actually probably put together by the community rather than at OpenAI. They were literally being asked for it on forums. Can we have this chat interface? Because it's really inconvenient just kind of sending off all these API requests, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, okay, we'll build you this interface. And it just kind of like went and just like snowballed into this thing.
Crazy.
But this chat app, whatever it was I was using GPT 2.5, which had this kind of like fake perception of that I had a girlfriend. This was by the way, I made a video on it. I didn't actually have a girlfriend. I just did it to understand AI and stuff like this. But this was GPT 2.5. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we never made out. We never cuddled.
So that's you have watched her, right?
Yeah, I've watched her.
Yeah,
it's where I fell in love with Scarlett Johansson. But less about my love life, more about the AI news. Let's go into it. Do you want to kick us off, and then we can
so we'll go with the intro, and then we start. Okay, this week we had the Apple event. OpenAI launched a job platform. Google admits the open web is in rapid decline, but all of the AI hype might be cooling off anyway. On a different news, we have Webflow conf ahead of us next week, and all of this and a few more news in today's episode. This is Command AI. I'm Kabarza.
And I am Sam. All this and this week's AI news and design and dev. Nailed it.
Smooth. All right. So guys, now the official start. We have the Apple event. We had the Apple event this week, and Apple stock tanked. Investors and you can actually search for that. I didn't add it, but their stock went down. People were not really happy.
Really? Yeah. That's funny because I thought this was a good release. But anyway, this is
I don't think it was a. It's back. It's back. It's back.
When was the event? When was the event?
Tuesday. It was on Tuesday. Yeah,
so it's kind of in decline. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it declined, but it's getting up again. But it was underwhelming. Let's start with this one. Let's get it right out of the way. Which iPhone color would you buy? Because I'm buying.
Dude, everything in mine's orange. My brand color is orange. Like I love orange. I was looking
your hat.
Faces. Well, this
is your background.
Yeah, this is brown, but whatever. We'll move past that. The orange is my jam. My wallpaper right now on my computer, orange. It's my brand color. You go on my website, orange. Anyway, what about you?
I don't feel the orange. I feel like I have nothing that I can, I can't set it with my, I can't match it with my clothes. I can't match it with anything, but it is very vibrant, and I do like it. That it's so vibrant. Blue is not my color at all. I just don't like blue. Sue me. The white one, or like starlight gray, whatever, I think it is beautiful, but not having black is
It's crazy,
diabolical.
isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though, right? I bought blue because I went through a massive phase of everything navy blue, right? Everything of mine is navy blue. If you can't see me here, holding up my navy blue iPhone 15 Pro Max. Thing is, mate, are you not one of these motherfuckers?
Yeah. Well, my current one is a leather case,
go.
and you see it's kind of orange. It's brown, but whatever.
We stick cases on them anyway. And if anything, like you see it's orange there. If anything, I kind of want the blue one, but I'll stick an orange case on it, you know?
Ah, okay.
But you know, that's why I'm like, I like the orange, but we'll stick a case on it anyway. Therefore, it's so fat, so I will not be upgrading. I'm perfectly happy. The only thing I really like is that selfie format.
Yes.
But I don't really.
I do like that, and because we make content, and I make Instagram content, so
we like to
probably upgrade. And financially looking at it, I checked. I don't have to pay extra. Well, technically, I am. I just continue with my plan. I have a plan. I just send my phone back, and I continue paying whatever I'm paying. It's the same thing, so I will continue paying. No extra cost.
I have the max, and I'm kind of I basically would like to try the pro. Presumably you've got the pro then, right?
No, I have the max.
Oh,
I always go for the max.
This has gone. Oh no, yes, you're right. No, sorry, I'm getting confused. I was assuming you had 16 Pro or whatever it is, but you had the upgraded storage. But no, you've got the max with base storage, which hasn't gone up.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah? Either way, I kind of want a smaller phone. I just, I do so much on my phone. But as you can see right now, like you might not be able to see it, but my phone is like black and white. Everything's black and white. You can't really see it. I've got I've got a polarizing thing on it. Anyway, point is everything's black and white because I try and use my phone as little as possible during work. So anyway, all this to say is I would go for the smaller one, but
no, too small. Anyway, let's look. So just overall, I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. We had the new iPhone, the Pros. We have an iPhone Air, and we have the base iPhone 17, which is great.
Yeah, really good.
It's like the first time that the baseline is pretty much the same as the Pro. It's pretty good. We have the Apple Watches that are really bad. Not bad. They are not new. My Apple Watch is laying around somewhere. I don't wear it. We have the AirPods Pro 3. I have to buy one of them. My AirPods are broken. That's why I'm wearing.
Plus, with the ear thing, you probably don't need an Apple Watch anymore. Like I would be tempted to buy these plus a Swiss Swatch watch, like something cheap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the only thing I care, I don't know about you, but when working out, the only thing I care about in the gym is the heart rate. And I'm trying to see what am I doing and where is this bringing me my heart rate to? Because if I want steps, my phone does it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we didn't mention this correctly, but for anybody who doesn't know, the new AirPods, they have a heartbeat sensor in them. So you can measure your heart in your ear. You're not wearing them 24/7 like you would do with your Apple Watch, but their battery life is now rated at 8 hours. That is also so much better. It was 5. Anyway, maybe we check the website and we talk about a few technical things about it. So the Pro or the Air, your choice.
What to go and learn more? Do learn more because they're gonna be excited about this.
Oh, this one is so nice. Like, damn, that's smooth.
I thought they might rotate it as I scroll down. That'd be nice if it.
Yeah, they reduce the amount of like craziness by a lot. And they have 3 white colors and then 1 black. Anyway,
I like the
so
way. Have you seen the way these pop up? By the way,
yes, yeah. And you know what? I'll show you. Yeah,
I'm going to zoom in a bit. Watch down here. Just watch
yeah,
down here. Whoop.
yeah.
It's that liquid glass, isn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that, but it is much more visible in a slider. So this one, look at the components on the left. So refresh the site. Just stay here and refresh the site.
I don't know why, but my computer is running like absolute balls today. So,
Well,
here we go.
yeah. So if you look at this, if you pay attention closely, it's not liquid glass effect. These bubbles, they don't have this stickiness. They don't have that liquidity in them. It just, they kind of fake it. And that's kind of funny because liquid glass is not something that you can do on the web.
What do you mean they fake it?
Well, they try to look like liquid glass, but the effect that we see in the slider is absolutely not what liquid glass is. Liquid glass has this like actual like physics to it, that things, when they are in a proximity to each other, they kind of like merge, and then they stretch. But these don't have that. They have just a jumpiness, or like a stretch, I guess, but it's not connected to other elements. And that's because like it's not really easy to recreate liquid glass, if at all. So about
they're only able to do it because the iPhones have got so much more powerful now that they can do the liquid glass.
Well, they have the full control over the entire like graphic pipeline. But if you look at that slider that we were looking at, how would you tackle building that? I'm interested because like let's forget about the 3D part. So it has a slider effect. You can slide between these, and you have the option to close it. And it doesn't matter in which direction you go, the image always goes from the right to the left. So it has a lot of details, but it has also this closing option that you don't have with normal sliders on the top right.
This thing.
Yes. And if you go to mobile, maybe you inspect code, so you look at it on mobile. Yeah.
Where is it even?
Yeah, it's up
here.
Yeah, here. You see the slider. Our videos are like covering it, by the way. Yeah.
I see. You might be able to see. Maybe just do this.
Just scroll a little bit. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I thought this is quite nice, and we're trying to rebuild this as a Webflow component.
Come on, guys, be original. Designers want to be original.
You want to try to see what Apple is doing and how you can achieve it.
Of course.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty nice. It's
cool,
pretty well.
But interestingly, though, with all this being said, no mention of like anything to do with AI. They don't think they even said AI, did they? In the presentation,
they didn't mention Siri, and they mentioned Apple Intelligence, I believe, 3 times. And they mentioned it with the new AirPods, which can translate a language to another live. And that is really sweet. Like you can also show it on your phone so that the other person can see it. And
although you ain't getting that, mate, because you're in Europe.
Really?
EU don't get it.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because those are the languages that
those are the countries in which people speak other languages.
So I can understand you, but you can't understand me.
Yeah. So it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming, and no AI for Apple. And I watched a video on Apple is dropping the ball again with AI.
I mean, they didn't mention it. They went hard on their hardware. And obviously they just probably don't want to put their foot in it with regards to that. They're just not competing. I think, they could even just be taking a back step because as we'll get into, maybe we'll get into it. It might just be too long a discussion, to be honest, about the AI hype dying off. You know, they might just be holding out and realizing, you know what, people just aren't using it like in the day-to-day stuff. Like they're better off just hiding it, because of course the new front camera uses AI to detect whether there's 4 of you in the frame or whatever to rotate it. You don't need to mention that's AI or machine learning. You know, you just don't need to mention this stuff, and people are happy with that. So maybe they're just trying to.
Well, they've been great at AI. Like Apple has been amazing at AI in general. What they have been really bad at recently, it's this generative AI and GPT. So that's where and it's Apple. They wait for a technology to mature and then they implement it. And we know that ChatGPT is nowhere near being mature.
Yeah,
no AI is.
Should we move on?
We
move on?
Of course.
So this next thing is really quite interesting to me. I don't know what you think, but OpenAI's bold gambit to reshape America's job market with certification and jobs platform. So basically, they've committed to, and this plays into the whole blue collar job exodus that we're fearing. By mid 2026, they want to. They've announced that they want to an AI powered hiring platform to take on like LinkedIn. I presume LinkedIn is the job platform of choice at the moment. Not only this, is that they're also launching a certification platform through OpenAI Academy, which I didn't know existed. I just clicked on it and I thought, oh, they must be doing courses and things like this. This is live right now.
About prompting,
GPT for just getting to know. Because I watched a podcast earlier today, and people still just don't know what AI is. They just don't know. I don't know what AI is, but I think we talk about AI, but we need to be talking about the implementations of it. But anyway,
this is interesting, actually.
Yeah. So they've already announced like massive partnerships with Walmart with the aim to certify 10 million Americans by 2030. So very ambitious.
But certify for what? Like to use ChatGPT?
What's a good question? I think that it's yet to be seen what exactly. Yeah, I guess just being useful in their work, whether it's prompt engineering. I mean, there's a step-by-step launch guide here. Like, so they've really, maybe it's just knowledge worker sort of training that just so happens to have AI. You know, how do you become an accountant that can leverage AI? How do you become an office manager or a project manager and use AI? Where are they sort of leading the charge in that? So that's quite interesting.
This is interesting. So this sounds to me that instead of AI replacing people, it is turning into a tool. And people might get mad at me for comparing it like this, but from what I saw, it sounds like, like Microsoft Office. Like there was a time you didn't have Microsoft Office, and then you had, like people use Microsoft Office for everything, and it's kind of like you have it in your resume that you can use Microsoft Office. Whatever knowledge work that you have to do, you know how to do it with this tool. And now AI is becoming that. It obviously, adds a lot more value, but nonetheless being a tool that help actual humans and not replacing them.
Well, yeah, exactly right. And that further encourage. What's so funny?
It's funny because I'm thinking about like they're creating a platform for jobs. My first thought, if you would tell me that without context, I would think that, oh, they are creating a platform where you would build like AI agents, and those agents would be the agents of that platform, the users of that platform, not the users, but the ones who would do the work, get the work done. But it's not that. It's still, people just using AI. So no replacement of.
Yeah, I
any
mean,
sort.
it's complementary. It's trying to get you to understand that AI can be a complementary asset to your everyday work, and how, because people struggle with the concept of like, how can AI work for me? I don't like, how can it do this report for me on all of this stuff that it needs, this information, needs that information, and so then people just don't know where to start. Whereas I'm all, you know, you've heard me say it a billion times, I'm under the mindset of modularity. So like, no, it's not there to create your report, although I can tell you how it can create your report. Try not to think of it so broadly like that. Try and look at it as like, okay, you've got a bit of information from this big long document. Summarize and consolidate that document. Pull out the key points of that document to put into your report.
Yeah.
You know, break it down into these logical chunks rather than trying to get it to solve absolutely everything. And I think these courses and might help you understand that and whatever. So you'll go onto this academy, I don't know, this academy, and be like, how can it help me as a it might even be like what do they call it, like plumbers and things like that. It might be how can AI help me as a plumber, because obviously it's not going out to the houses. Well, actually it can help you with your finances. Actually it can help you with measurements, or maybe you can take a photo of a burst pipe and, you know, it tells you the diameter of the thing, so you can buy a proper bolt for it, or something like this, you know. Help get people's brains into that world. I mean, what's more interesting to me, I mean, yeah, the academy is cool, but as you mentioned, what's more interesting to me is like the job thing. It's like they are, again, trying, I guess it's reassurance of what people are really scared about, which is AI is taking our jobs, and it's like, well, we could we're gonna highlight work. This might not necessarily be AI work, I don't know.
Yeah, but from another point of view, or like another thing that I could see here is maybe because AI in itself, like the models, are not the products that can actually provide the financial value for the companies, because of the open source and because of competition. It's not enough to have the best model or have any model. What is great for these companies to what enables these companies to make money, presumably, is the walls that they can build around their product, the ecosystem that they can build. So that's what I see ChatGPT is doing, or like OpenAI is doing, by building a tons of products and services around their models.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know how much AI or ChatGPT will actually infiltrate or play a part in these two platforms, these two situations. But I totally, you know, it's what we were talking about before this call about some people just literally will buy adverts for awareness. This is keeping the OpenAI logo in people's peripherals as they navigate their professional life, and naturally they're going to go to ChatGPT. Thing is, now ChatGPT is now ubiquitous with AI. So, you know, even though I use Claude to search something, or Perplexity to search something, what do I say to my friends? Well, I just ChatGPT'd it. You know, it's becoming like Google. You don't, if you use Bing, you don't say just because people
just ask ChatGPT.
Just ask ChatGPT, and they'll be like, okay, cool, yeah. But their chosen one is Google Gemini.
It's interesting that people don't say just ask AI. I don't hear people saying this. I hear them saying,
I do, because I get asked stupid questions. I'm like, did you? And I was thinking about this morning, actually.
And I prefer that. Just ask AI over just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly right. It's funny because Perplexity is, because as I search around on Comet and use Perplexity and whatever, because it shows me the sources, it's basically a glorified, I'll just Google that for you. Do you remember that that website that you
let me Google that for you?
Yeah, and you used to put their query in, and it used to just, the mouse used to go up, type out their thing, and then search for them, and just present you to Google. It's like Perplexity is a glorified let me Google that for you.
True.
But to me, because I'm like watching it search all of these platforms and stuff like that, it's like, oh, you're just Googling it for me.
I loved how you had this option to be like quite passive aggressive by including a graphics that shows explains what internet is. So it would show this is internet, and then this is a browser, and then it would click it, and then this is Google. Next time, just ask what you want to ask here, and then it would type it in. So it was a internet explainer.
Yeah.
I actually like used it for some people because people ask me questions like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Anyway, really interesting stuff from OpenAI. I know that Anthropic are trying to be the go-to person for workers, even though they, on the other hand, they're very much like there is going to be, you know, mass exodus. But I dig it. Let's AI hype dying off is our next topic. Should we? I feel like we should need to leave that just because of time. What do you think?
We can shortly. Like,
it's a discussion. It's not going to be short, is it?
I feel like
let's talk about that at the end.
Yeah,
let's talk about that at the end.
Let's keep it for the end, guys.
Let's keep it for the end because I think it might just be a nice thing to wind down on and talk about the state of AI. So, Google finally admits the open web is dying, which is kind of crazy. So, in a recent court document, which is and I've got some notes here, which is a memorandum they've put together because they're being challenged through their anti-competitive nature of Google Ads. In this memorandum, they have explicitly said that the current state of web is declining. Now, the exact figures on that are that in January 2025, only 11% of display adverts were purchased by AdWords for open web. So Kabaza and I have guessed, or we think open web is the publicly available web. We still log into the web, you know, for your apps and things like that. But the open web is what can you visit without any kind of login or anything like that. So 11%. Only 11%, should I say, in 2025, because it was 40% in January 2019. 40%. So nearly half, right? And AdWords can appear all over the internet. So they are seeing a decline. And this was their argument to say, well, if we try and reduce this through to try and appease this anti-competitive nature, we're furthering the decline of the web. So, and this kind of contradicts a few things that the CEO Sundar Pichai said, that the web is not dying. But then in this article that they said to lawyers, if you want, I can show you it. It's pretty bloody boring, but I used AI to summarize this for me. But it was so it's boring stuff. But what else we got here?
Well,
but yeah, they're just saying that ad spend is shifting away from the open web and more into other formats like connected TV, retail media, and in-app advertisement. So the platform itself is still there, but it's just where these adverts are being.
What is in-app? Is it do you mean like social media maybe?
Yeah, you know those free games as well. You get banner adverts and stuff like that. Just something that happens inside of an advert or whatever. So. Yeah. They said it themselves, and you know we said a few times the SEO is dying. Discuss.
Yeah, that is interesting. This is also relevant to the position of these companies for showing ads. I learned recently about Twitter that how bad Twitter is for showing ads, and how well Google is positioned for showing ads. But if there is less traffic, does that mean that there will be less ad spend for Google? Maybe not, because they show you the AI generated answers nowadays. So you don't have to go to any website. You don't really click on any links at all. I don't click on links anymore. So
well, I mean, what I've posited is, and I've written it in the notes here, is that maybe the web just becomes almost like a back end to apps and services. So it's like we shouldn't stop publishing to the web, but this is a universally understood back end to our apps, to our everyday thing. Not necessarily apps, but to AI. Because
Yes.
it is a glorified Google search. It is again, I mentioned Perplexity is just going out and searching and just giving to, it's getting everything together for me based on what I've searched, rather than me doing it, fishing out. So that was kind of where I'm imagining what the internet becomes. It's just a library for us to access.
I agree.
Information rather than become this I got this image of the kid on the surfboard, like cruising, like surfing the web. Maybe we're not doing that anymore. We're just not browsing.
Actively. Yeah.
No, it becomes a tool that we're using for information, obviously apps and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's an interesting state of the web. And mate, you're a designer.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm thinking about. Like, does it mean that it will like reduce like the or like cut everyone who's trying to go to my website? Not really, because it like my website at the end of the day will remain my first like line of contact with my clients or with like my leads. So any type of website that is. Or like not the first line, but it's kind of like the main source of truth, as you said, kind of like a backend. But we still don't have kind of like an interface within these other apps to completely interact with what is on my website. They just take the content from my website and they kind of present it in a different way or summarized to you as a user. But if you are meant to, if the end goal for you is to buy my product, whatever that is, it could be a service, it could be information, whatever it is, you will land on my website anyway. So I don't think it's going to completely remove the need for websites at all.
No,
anything,
well, I'm talking about
maybe-
design.
yeah.
I'm talking about if the web becomes a back end, informationally it becomes the back end, what's the need for design?
That's why I'm getting into, because
Mhm.
if people will land on your website anyway, the need for design still remains. Not
Sure.
to mention, you want to stand out even more than before, because now with AI kind of like templates, anyone can create a simple website.
Once the normal person realizes that they've effectively got a little personal assistant in their pocket that can go off and find them the best designer in Germany, for let's say modern real estate, parameter X, parameter Y, all of these specific things. Find me the designer that can do that. And it can just go off like a little assistant and do it for you. There will be no need for design.
I don't.
But it's true. Like once you realize that you've got this thing to go off and do, like people do not want to be sat at their computer. I have to, but I hate it. I hate sitting at my computer. Like, no, we don't want to work. We don't want to do this stuff. But they've yet to realize that.
I don't know. I don't agree with not wanting to sit at my computer. I quite enjoy like building something digital.
Me too.
Yeah,
But there's
and I think with AI and with AI tools for design is becoming more generic than ever, and standing
functional.
I'm not even sure. Well, yes, probably yes. But you still want to stand out
to the right people, I think.
Yes, you want to
I
stand
think 80% of people, they need to know you can do the job. They need to know that you're gonna be a return on investment, and you having a fancy design could be one aspect of that for sure. But overall,
this is what we are betting on, by the way. Like the platform that I'm launching, Flowing, that I talk about a lot. Well, not enough maybe in the streams, but that platform, like my tagline, I'm shifting it from just building websites. It's about well-designed components. So what we are trying to target is like distribution of what? Distribution of like well-designed pieces, things that are very tastefully designed, things that you cannot get out of AI, not even close. Things that you see and you're like, dang, I want this. I want this. This makes me stand out. This is beautiful. This is functional. This is not that generic functional. This is like standing out and functional. This is beautiful. This is like what we are betting on. And I believe with, AI being more available to everybody and everybody having more generic stuff, these things will stand out more.
Sounds cool. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
When you watch something or you experience something, whether it's a piece of music or it's a film, and you just like, this could be a me thing, so just, tell me I'm an idiot, and you're just like, it's almost like you want the whole world to know, and you're just like, the whole world needs to know this. Like, this is so important. The feelings that I'm having right now, or the knowledge that I've gained right now, like, you ever feel that with anything?
Yes, of course.
So there's a video.
Partially this is why we are doing this. We are excited about things and we just share.
I'm not talking about excitement though. Like, I'm talking
importance,
about really, really important things, which, by the way, again, it happens with music. So like, make of that what you will, how we deem something important. But I watched a video by a guy called Dave Shapiro. I recommended him to you as a kind of, he's a proper computer scientist dork. And it's very dry. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's super dry. But he released a video that I watched, and he hypothesized the future of AI from a societal perspective. And I feel like people need to ingest and chew this video, because he starts off by just using the history as an example about how things. He starts off with let's start with the telegram, right? It was a one-way communication thing that you send across, and it reduced time and space in this, and it brought into the nomenclature of society this idea of breaking news. We don't need to wait to hear instant news. And then he just elaborates on the societal impact of that, like stuff that you wouldn't even think of. And then he goes through to obviously the internet and what that did to society, and then the knock-on effects of those things. And then he talks about AI, and then talks about how politics will be affected, how obviously work. The one that was most interesting to me is how corporations will be impacted, because we will suddenly start to realize that we don't need bigger companies to fulfill the things that we need doing. There obviously will, again, we're being very extreme with our language here in saying there's no need for companies. There will be a need for OpenAI or whatever AI company fulfills this thing. So this video is just really just like, it blew my mind, because it was like, it got me thinking about AI in a very societal way, and how these technology shifts have a knock-on effect that you don't quite, both positive and negative, that you don't quite expect. And I feel like you and we're so honed into the immediate effects, and maybe a little bit more broad than other people, but I think there'll be knock-on effects that we just don't. And he goes into explaining some of these things. So I do recommend the video, but it's incredibly dry. I just wish I could just like shoot it into your brain or everyone's brains, and just know. Do you know what I mean?
I want to give that a watch. Definitely.
It's more important than entertainment. And I don't, it's just like, I think it just broadened my mind to this idea. I summarized it and wrote a LinkedIn post about it as well, just to highlight some of the bits that I found particularly interesting. But yeah, it's, I don't think, all that to be said, the reason why I say it is I think we just don't have a Scooby-Doo how it's going to impact things, because
true,
it could be, from a financial standpoint, could also impact everything. AI on its own, in its own isolated bubble, could have a certain amount of impact, but the very fact that it happens on a Wednesday could be in the back, or it could happen on a rainy day. Do you know what I mean? Like it could have all these intertwining things. We just don't know what impact it's going to have. We can only speculate, which is quite fun to do.
That is
And
why we
oftentimes
are here.
depressing. Yeah.
That is why we are here.
And oftentimes very depressing. Anyway, I've ranted on. Is there anything do you want to bring up?
No, but I agree with you. Yeah. And I want to watch that video. I'm a sucker for that type of knowledge, actually. Yeah.
I just warn you.
I want to sit and watch like a bunch of videos and read about how AI and the amount of energy that it will take is going to affect us, and it's like a bunch of things like this. There will be so many effects that we are not aware of. So
but at the same time, we bank on the current uses of GPUs. NVIDIA get on energy, what do you call it?
That why Oracle, by the way, there's the guy, what is his name? Larison? What is his name? The guy from Oracle.
Oh, I don't know. But that rings a bell.
For a few hours, or like a day, he was the richest man on earth. He was richer than.
Was that doing some funky stuff with like stock prices though? Because someone became like a millionaire just by getting someone to buy one item of stock for £1,000 and then immediately sell them back. So for an instant, he was like a billionaire on paper. Is it kind of like that?
No, they have sorry, my neighbors, they distracted me. They were like just looking from the. I'm sorry. No, he didn't do any funky stuff. They have a huge, I believe this is like on my previous note, I believe they have an energy contract or something like this with OpenAI, that OpenAI will spend like 60 billion a year with them or something like this. Wow. So their stock, skyrocketed because energy, like AI needs more energy than we think. We kind of like, we had this issue with electric cars because we know like our infrastructure cannot provide enough energy for electric cars. Now add AI to it.
Thing is, it's in their best interest to not spend money on electricity. So will then this be a catalyst to a lot of green energy and capturing sunlight? I mean, I've no doubt that they're doing
it needs work. It needs a lot of, like, you can't just from thin air create the panels or like the wind, that and the wind has its own issues. Like all of the means of like energy production have a lot of issues. And this is a different topic, but I'm like a huge believer in nuclear.
I mean that's kind of due a resurgence, isn't it? Because it kind of got a bit of a bad name, but storage and recycling and all this, that, and the other has come a long way since Chernobyl and all that kind of lot.
Larry Ellison, by the way. Thank you. Somebody on my Instagram mentioned, thank you. He became the richest person for a few hours, and
congratulations, mate. I wish I was you. What was his name?
Larry Ellison. He looks like a fun dude. I don't know, I think he's a bit I should learn more about him.
Like he looks like a fun dude. He looks like a magician, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
Kind of a magician look about him.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, let's go on to Replit 3. They had a little live stream the other night, last night, in fact. And let me read the headline. Vibe coding platform Replit just took the lead. It just took the lead. So they announced Agent 3. And this is basically an overhaul of the platform, the AI itself, and everything. And to run through some of the features here, it's got in-app testing. So if you don't know what Replit is, maybe I can share my screen.
Show that at best.
I'll go off here so I can not replit.com. Replit is a vibe coding platform. And I really like it. I'll leave links down below, affiliate links, just to FYI. I really like it. I've often started a lot of my apps inside of Replit because I feel like it's really great for just architecting an app, like getting it up and running without having to worry about all the individual components. It's really, really good for that.
Like prototyping.
And yeah, for your prototyping. And what I really like also about so I built the AI, I really fucking hate AI app inside of Replit. And what I like about it is that it has, and you're seeing Agent 3 right now, actually. This is actually, if I just close this, it become a bit more, sorry, I'm still getting used to the interface right now, but it has everything built in. So you've got databases built in, which other platforms don't. And it's a Neon database. So, still third party, but it integrates really well with Neon. It's got authorization built in. It's got secrets, which is what a lot of other platforms like Lovable, like Bolt, all of these other platforms, they don't really have a lot of the integrations. I describe this as the Webflow of vibe coding platforms. It's got everything built in. You don't need to worry about anything. I've since moved, I mean, this is still in Replit, but other apps where I take it beyond the prototype, I then export it, bring it into Claude Code and do this, that, and the other. But I've forgotten where I was going with that, but the point is it's a really good all-in-one platform that kind of has everything you need. Now, I always criticize Replit because it was very overwhelming. Look at all these tabs that I've got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
crazy.
very over. And if I actually just keep closing these, maybe this is what I was going for. It starts to get a bit more familiar with people from Lovable, where you've got the main agent space here where you'll just chatting, and it will just build it out. But you also do just have this tablature thing, which is unique to Replit, where I can start to dig into not only some of the features it has, like assistant, secrets, authorization, storage, publishing, all that stuff, but I can also look at files. I can actually go to I can actually look at files and actually go into the code and start. It's just a bit more like nuance. You can really dig deep into it. But the simplification that you can see right now is something new to Replit 3. If I go back to their website, where is it? So when it will build it, it's got app testing built into it. So, and with this max autonomy feature, which you basically just trust it. It's like YOLO mode in Cursor or whatever. You just can let it run for up to, I've got the numbers here, 200 minutes. So you can leave this running and it will just do its thing for 200 minutes, which I'm not quite sure how they're doing that from an API standpoint, which I think they use Claude.
Yeah.
I think they use Claude somewhere. And it's a really just a welcome addition. I think they've tackled that aspect where it becomes overwhelming. It's still, from a design perspective, I still don't think it's as friendly. And I'm talking about UI rather than UX. Still not as friendly as some of like Lovable and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, it's by far and away a lot better. If you can just get over that aspect, it can do a lot more for you, I think, as a vibe coding platform. So, and what was also quite interesting, and more from a broad perspective in this live stream, is they're trying to encourage you to think more and more about building these apps to encourage your day-to-day usage of AI. So rather than, again, going to a corporation, buying a subscription to a SaaS app, build your own friggin' app. And they were reiterating, Matt Parker, and some other cat would just reiterating this of like just building these apps just to help you through your day and encouraging that mindset and mentality, which is what Claude did with archives or whatever they call it. Artifacts.
Yeah, artifacts.
What they're talking about, just building applications to help you get your work done for yourself. So that was quite an interesting conversation that they were encouraging through the live stream. But overall, really, really good set of features. And it comes off of the back of a $3 billion valuation, raising 250 million in a Series D round of funding. So they're on the up, you know. One of my favorites.
I think Replit is a really cool product for the next generation of makers, people who are going around finding problems and, you know, trying to solve them. And I believe it's not meant to, you know, to be used to solve problems for millions of people or even hundreds of thousands of people.
Couldn't agree more.
It might be actually solving a problem for 3 people. And I actually mean it for 3 people. So imagine like there is a company of 20 or a company of 50 and 3 people on a higher, you know, position, they use a few different products to do something specific about their business. And it bothers them. And we have enough example of this. Like just go to any business and see what software they use. It's absolute trash. So what next generations of makers, I like to call, could do is going to these businesses, finding these problems and building a prototype or even a working MVP for them, and even might be able to finish it off and just package it and give it to them working just fine, because it doesn't have to be scalable. It doesn't have to have like the cleanest code. It doesn't have to have all the standards. If it's something internal used by, you know, a few people to solve a very specific problem. So I think for that, Replit is amazing, and it can actually lead to you to become like an engineer, because that's where you start, and then you understand, like you learn problem solving, and you just take it from there. You learn from the AI, and I can very well imagine that you start with Replit and end up with something like Cursor within a year.
I mean, like, I keep encouraging you to use, you know, you're stubborn in using Cursor and wanting to use Cursor, but I think these are great platforms to learn the ropes of architecture. If you're willing to really, you know,
I like
put time into
maximizing.
learning. You can max. You've got max mode. I'll show you that.
Yeah,
max mode.
Yeah, but with Cursor, I have just so much control, and I have this like ease of mixing Cursor with Webflow. And I like to keep, you know, the hosting on Webflow for the majority of the things that I do, because I'm already paying. I already am familiar with the platform, and I have the max control over the looks. You know, if I want to change something in the looks of what I'm building, I just change it directly in Webflow, and the functionality is what I'm building with Cursor. That's why I'm so stubborn with that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the only thing I would, you know, tweak about what you were saying. You were talking about makers going and companies solving the problem for 3 people. Their encouragement was really looking at yourself and looking at your own problems to solve, because you all have different needs. You also all have different requirements. And yes, it takes a certain mindset to, you know,
so what I
build
want
yourself
to do,
a tool.
I want to build a tool for my cocktails that I make on the weekend. So for my family and friends.
Well, like an app that they can order.
You see my stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have like my own order. Like I have a specific way of making it, and I want to do it my own way.
Well, so everyone can chill out and just order a cocktail, and it will come up on
with their phone, and like and I will make it, and then I ask my brother to deliver it to them. So
because half the time, you know, everyone's got all these problems. You know, what I was going to say is you need to be tuned in to realizing, oh, I can build an app to solve these problems, and we're certainly in tune with that world. But their message out really was like, anyone, just look at what you're doing. Try and think of how an app, something you do repetitively, the automation aspect, just how can you make your life easier by building an app? That was their message. And there was a few little things they raised, and one of the things that you asked me a question last week, and a lot of my focus on the responding to that was like, what's their need? Have you spoken to them? Whatever. I think our industry is completely saturated with people trying to read the minds of society, where truth is they haven't got the foggiest idea. So you need to go out and you need to speak to people and find their problems. The chances you're you know, oh, I've got a great idea for an app, and you think it's going to be good and blah 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 blah, but you've not gone out and spoken to anyone about it, the likelihood that app is going to succeed is next to nothing. You know, we're in this delusional world at the moment, which, again, going back to this video by Dave Shapiro, sort of alludes to as like, we're so insular right now. We think the world is kind of like, someone's asked a question. We might go into that a bit later on, just because it's Webflow, and we've got some articles on Webflow. The kind of mindset that we're just not going out and speaking to people, just not going out and trying to solve problems for real people. We think that we can just come up with it. And low-key, I don't want to go into it too much, but I've been thinking a lot today about the quality of developers that have gone completely freelance versus quality of developers that have actually worked in an organization. And I don't know about you in design, but for me, developers who have worked inside of an organization are leaps and bounds like better than those who have just always done freelance, because they've just never learned anything outside of their own little comfort zone or little bubble sort of thing. So again, don't know where I was going with that, but it's just this idea of, I don't know where I was going with that, but there we go. Just nattering on as per usual. Well, actually, do you want to just quickly answer that? Cursor for Webflow. How do you integrate Cursor and Webflow? I've got a video on it, by the way. I can link you to. But
yeah, so you should watch Samuel's video. I should also probably make a video on how I use it. But I essentially just, write the code, the JavaScript in Cursor, and just link it, inside of Webflow. That's it. It's quite simple. It's like literally the simplest thing. And I have a few prompts that I always use, or kind of like system prompt that I tell the AI, I have my HTML and CSS inside of Webflow, but kind of like create a replica of that in Cursor as well, like a different HTML file, a different CSS file. So it has the context. So the AI has the context of how like the HTML looks like, and I can also have a look at it. This is the downside of it, that I wish Cursor could see what I have on Webflow. And sometimes what I do, I actually publish my Webflow website, and then the part that I'm building, I just copy the outer HTML, and I literally paste that inside of Cursor, and there you go. Now your AI has your. Wait, this could be an idea. What about a Chrome extension, or I don't know, whatever tool that can pull? Well, it doesn't have to be a Chrome extension. It could be the idea of an app that can look at your Webflow pages, like the actual HTML structure, and pull that inside of Cursor. So when you build something, your AI has the full context of your HTML doc. Do you get that?
I'm not listening one little bit to anything you're saying. I'm assuming you're talking to Sebastian.
No, I'm talking to you. So the idea.
Summarize. Perplexity. Summarize. Right.
So the idea of an app. Are you listening?
So you want an extension to do what?
It doesn't have to be extension. No, an app. App that can pull your Webflow HTML, like the HTML that you create with Webflow, pull it inside of Cursor, essentially, so your AI can have the full context of where you are trying to do what.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great feature for Cursor in general, just to be able to say, hey, here's a web page to pull in context of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think this doesn't matter, because we will talk about Webflow conf, and I believe this is the direction that Webflow is going.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this in a second.
Live chat. Do you know what? Here we go. Right. Sebastian, I've put 2 links in the YouTube chat, but it didn't come through to the other ones. So I'm just going to paste them into the Twitter one now. But hopefully that makes sense to you about you know, how to integrate the two. Let me try and get my clipboard up. Boom. Okay. Let's try this one. So hopefully you'll see two links going in the chat, in the live chat, that are different. And they are different. Cool. Right. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to what are we on? NPM hack.
Yeah.
Do you want to take this one away?
Well, you can continue, but I can just go with the start of it. So hackers managed to pull the biggest supply chain hack ever in history, but they stole only 22 cents. So
Of crypto.
Of crypto, yeah. The biggest hack in history. Imagine you do the biggest hack in history and you only steal 22 cents. That's a big fail. Well, on both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides failed. So you want to,
I mean, we're being facetious. There's more to this story, obviously.
Yes, of course.
But, so NPM, you put down the name of the person. I want to know who they actually, what do you call it? What packages they made, but a particular globally a major open source maintainer of some major NPM packages was caught off guard by a phishing email that gained access to his NPM account or whatever. And then these hackers were then able to access all of these packages and insert, I guess, some sort of command that says that changed the URL of some sort of donation thing. I'm guessing. I'm not too versed.
No, you mean how they got access or
no. Once they got access, they changed the address of a crypto address.
Yes. So imagine you open your MetaMask crypto wallet and then you want to send any amount of crypto to somebody else. So what this tool would do, it would find out like that you have like this is your crypto address, and then it would like the receiver, and it would change it to their owns, and they would use a specific algorithm, that's how I understand, that would minimize the amount of change so you wouldn't notice. So it's kind of like use the closest words so you wouldn't notice that the address changed. And that way, the idea was that theoretically, like they could, any crypto sent to anybody, that they would receive it. The amount was like 5 cents and then another.
The issue is with all of this, and the reason why they're only to steal 22 cents is that a lot of the packages that they hacked were back-end packages. So if this was a extension, if this is a front end compromise, or intended to be a sort of front end thing, they were only able to change only a few, and again was only able to steal 22 cents. So it's a complete failure from that perspective. But I think this does sort of raise into question. I mean, it was solved and removed within 8 hours. You know,
yes.
It was. I mean, still a long time. You know, I woke up 8 hours later to a £10 Google Vertex AI bill this morning, and it went up to 15 because I couldn't bloody delete it. So a lot can happen in 8 hours. Not more than 22 cents. Anyway, but I think this just raises into the question of just phishing and how sophisticated yet simple some of these emails can be. When I read this, I was immediately reminded that I've clicked on recently, and it just needs to be the right place at the right time. I clicked on a link in a DocuSign email saying I need to sign a document. And it was on a day that I was indeed waiting for some sort of document signature. So I clicked on it, and then it took me through to an Apple login. And I was like, Apple login? And I was sort of, my mouse was moving. I was clicking around, and I was, you know,
you're like, no.
I was going to do what it asked me to do. And then I was like, this ain't right at all. And then I looked at the email and I looked at the URL and did all the usual stuff I do. And it's like, whoa, as a smart, handsome, funny, intelligent person like myself, even I can get done with phishing.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think they're finding ways to get us, and it's becoming more and more sophisticated. And I think we all just need to have a bit more due diligence and whatever. But your nan's fucked.
As a reminder, just don't click on any link, even if you recognize the link. It's really hard, I know, but
So I read a tweet that, because this was only made aware to me by Theo, right? And it's now in this moment just reminded me of a tweet that he retweeted, which was, what the fuck? He was so stupid. It was so stupid. Some millionaire. Oh, it was a Mr. Beast thing. So Mr. Beast had this event that he charity event organization where you put in so much money and they're going to do a bunch of stuff in Africa, right? Some really, really cool stuff. And this guy, this millionaire, he was a casino, so he kind of friggin' deserved it, to be fair. He's a casino game maker. And he donated. And then shortly after he donated, he received a Telegram message to say, thanks, guys. This is a new group that I've from Mr. Beast. This is a new group I've created for the top donors. And we want you to... We've got a Coinbase thing going on. One of the sponsors of the video, Coinbase, wants you to put more money into the Coinbase coin that they're releasing, and you get, which by the way is insider trading, which is totally illegal. So this fucking dumbass multimillionaire was glorifying his insider trading willingness to participate into insider trading, followed along with it, and then he donated an extra $250,000 or something crazy, and then it was like, right, this is the last round of funding, like get into this. Mr. Beast is like getting on this, and then he's seeing tweets from other donators of Mr. Beast, like what's that Mark guy? I
don't know, but
he Mark Rowe.
The NASA, the ex-NASA engineer.
So he's messaging as well in the group and whatever, getting all hyped up and whatever. So this guy messages again. He calls Mr. Beast because he's like, you know, after his second donation, by the way, he decides to call Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast is like, what group? What group are you talking about? And he's like, you're kidding. And he's like, no, there's no other group. There's nothing going on. So yeah. And you know, so he's talking, he says all this story. Yeah. I got the same message, right? I got the same, not the same message, sorry, but the same format. And yesterday or today, and I then find out that he screenshotted the message in his tweet. The amount of grammatical errors in this tweet. I really want to show you this bloody. I removed myself and I said scumbags and removed myself. But the amount of grammatical errors, just everything about this tweet is so like obviously a scam. And this stupid, dumbass, multimillionaire not even crypto, but casino guy totally fell for it. And he got slated in the comments because it's like, oh my God, I have no sympathy for you because you fell for dumb shit like that. Anyway, that's my story.
Well, I didn't know about it, but yeah, the scams are getting out of hand. And I don't know, like it's so easy to not have grammatical error in writing because, you know, it's crazy that still, and it was like that, by the way, back in the days with websites, right? If you would see a website and the website had grammatical error, you would say, I'm not going to buy from them because they are scamming me. Yeah, and now people are falling for the same shit. It's just in a different medium.
It's crazy. There was another thing as well. Like it was just stupid to think it was the URL. Or, funny enough, so I get my AI to write a lot of my posts on LinkedIn and stuff like that. I don't use any AI for Twitter, but like LinkedIn, I get it to put in a typo. I say add at least. I say choose to add a typo or not. just at your discretion, add a typo.
Well, what I do when I write something, I write it and then I ask AI to fix it, and then I break it again before sending it. So I do like actually get into it, and I delete like whatever I feel like it's too unhuman, too perfect. I just make it how I say it, and I think that is beautiful.
Anyway,
That's how I scam. Anyway,
seriously, you scam. Oh dear.
let's
Right.
move to.
Let's move
Yeah,
on.
you can share your screen and we'll talk about it.
Framer. No, I'm
So maybe
flying by
you
the seat of my
zoom a
pants right
little
now.
bit. You go to maybe their like page. Yeah. So can you guess what this Framer feature is about? They
This
released
year, we've been
this video.
steadily improving the design of the experience, design experience in Framer. On September 16th, we're making room for your biggest ideas. So, okay. So there's lots of, I don't know. They're button. They look like the buttons, which, by the way, I'm still waiting on my Framer little button thing.
The
It's a material.
work louder.
Yeah. They look.
So
like,
what is this? What are we looking at?
It looks like a bunch of like cards with a different effect on them, with different textures on them. So this one looks like smooth plastic. This one's like a bit like Alcantara. Yeah, I don't know. What do you see? Like there's stitching there or something. There's a lot of textures and effects and things like that. So maybe is it 3D? Is it the fact that it's 3D? I don't know.
Well, no, they show everything in 3D. By the way, this is like how this is how
new.
Yeah, how they do it, and they do hype things. They are really good at hyping. That's
Ask
why
the comments. What do the comments think? What does
so,
Twitter think?
So people are thinking this will be like design related, not like development related, more like Figma killer feature. It looks like, to me, it looks like it could be some effects like textures, as you mentioned. So you could add textures to elements in a native way, which would be really nice because I believe, not Webflow, Figma has this. With Figma, you can add some noise and textures. Maybe this is that. But
Bobcat Jam says I heard 3D.
Yeah, but like 3D, and I don't know, like what type of, if it's 3D, why they decided to show it this way? It's like layers of materials. It doesn't look like shaders to
One
me.
of them is glowing. They're going hard on this. They're trying to, like, there's one that's just always outshining the rest. Like, there's glare there,
Yeah, but the 3D looks really good, by the way. Like they are really good at creating these assets.
Looks real, doesn't it? Looks real.
Yeah.
And with depth of field. There you go.
What is interesting that they just announced this to be on the 16th, and what do we have next day is Webflow conf. So they tried to get ahead of Webflow and steal which is understandable. I have, as I said in the past, I have a few issues with Framer and how they they market themselves, but I actually hope that this will be something like not just hyped, something meaningful and big and beautiful, and something that convinced me to move over. Yeah,
it is nice. It is a good
it is nice.
good platform. It is. I do like Framer.
Yeah. So
good for, like, designers who are learning designers and who want to get into the web stuff. The barrier to entry is so friggin' low.
And if I were Framer, because as a Webflow developer, I used to think to feel like, okay, Framer is coming at Webflow. And they were, I believe. But if I were Framer, why would I go after Webflow when I could go after Figma? It makes no sense to go after Webflow. Webflow is like a developer tool for people who want to go towards like more professional and crazy type of like, systematic websites and bigger sites for corporates and things like this, or even award-winning websites, while Framer could be the platform for designers who would build their portfolios and, start from there, but build into, businesses and even corporates, but starting with designers and starting from design, starting from the first step, essentially, which is designing in a canvas and then publishing it. So it makes sense for Framer to pivot towards design related things, because Figma dropped the ball a little bit there. Designers are not extremely happy with Figma, and Framer could actually
let us know what I was thinking the other day as well. Like, let us know out there, you using Figma sites? Where's Figma sites at? It's just kind of like, and everything they announced this year. Just don't get me wrong, I'm not like deep in the community to know, but like, I got a comment on one of my videos this morning. Someone's like, I don't understand what I'm using Figma sites for. Oh no, it wasn't Figma sites, it was Figma Make, but the same thing. It's like, are people even using all of this stuff? I don't know. Not my world. It's genuine. It's a genuine question. I'd like to know the answer to. The last thing I'll say about this Framer stuff is, so you can explore without limits. And I wonder if this is a CMS thing, because I know their CMS is quite limited. Maybe it's a collections thing, or maybe it's like e-commerce or something like that. I don't know.
It could be that, actually. It could be. There are like some e-commerce integrations. Their CMS is indeed a bit limited, but a few people in the comments mentioned that this limitation thing is what they are mentioning is more about the canvas. So they have a free form canvas, but it's not a true free form, because you can't have multiple pages. It's not the same way as Figma. It is a different type of like freeform canvas. So it would be interesting to see how.
Yeah. Let's move on to our old friend Webflow.
So the next one, Webflow.
Let's do this. The website is quite nice. I quite like it.
So we have Webflow Conf coming up next week, and I would like to hear what your predictions are. I have some wishes, and we know what the community has been asking for years. And
Seth Godin's speaking.
Yeah. And the site is really nice. Have you tried the dark mode? If you scroll all the way down.
What?
You see that in the footer, there is this button for dark mode. In the conf, like in front of the conf.
I really can't be bothered. I'm going to system settings. I'll go where I know where it is.
In the footer, yeah.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah.
And you see like this effect when you move your mouse in the footer as well. Also, like anywhere else. Yeah.
Nice.
This is really nice, yeah. Anyway,
I don't like the contrast of these colors in dark mode, but anyway, we'll keep it in dark mode to save people's eyeballs.
Well, I do like both of them. Anyway, so what do you think, or like what you wish Webflow to release?
So I've been out of the game for a little while now, as you probably have guessed. I'm trying to think of what I want them to really finalize Webflow Cloud. I'm in ongoing discussions with them about Webflow Cloud, because it just doesn't work. I can't make any more videos because their storage isn't working. So anyway. So obviously I want them to finalize Webflow Cloud. The fact they've got Ceph there, this is, again, we talk about them really not really appealing to the same audience as before. I doubt many of the Webflow crew really know or care about Seth Godin. He's a marketer,
Yeah.
He's not a funky designer, he's cool, don't get me wrong, but again, not from a customer standpoint of Webflow, or what we used to know Webflow to be. It's fun. So given that, probably some more features on their analytics platform that they released, whatever it's called.
Webflow Analyzed,
yeah. I'm cheating now because I'm going into speakers and maybe making some assumptions on the speakers.
Well, what
Oh, this is
would
cool.
you?
Look at that background.
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah. Well, you don't use Webflow nearly as much as you used to. So, what would bring you back?
That's AI as fuck. What would bring me back?
Yeah.
What would bring me back? Do you know what? I feel like dragging and dropping is so slow now. Like, don't get me wrong, like typing isn't much better, but like I feel like Webflow slows me down now. No code platforms slow me down now.
Yeah. So, what
So
if
I don't know.
you would get something like similar to Replit with Webflow? This is like my wish, to have Replit and Cursor, to have not Replit, to have Cursor inside of Webflow, so I could chat with it, build
Yeah, that's
whatever I
true. Because
want,
because we did
change
speak about
styles with chat.
Unagi, whatever it's called,
Yeah,
Miyagi. We spoke about that.
yeah.
It would be crazy if Webflow didn't incorporate something similar. They got a
So
big speaker list. This is huge, but this is just in the US, though, right?
yes. So yeah. So what I wish from Webflow, what I would love to see, to have less CMS limitations, because right now you still have some CMS limitations. I would like to have just far more control, similar to traditional CMS, like other CMSs, and also to have like finally proper coding tools inside of Webflow. So what I mean, like either integration with something like Cursor, or like an IDE, or like an environment that you can just like, you can use code as normal and bind all of that with Webflow Cloud. So Webflow Cloud, honestly, I don't want Webflow Cloud to be a thing of its own. I want all of Webflow to be Webflow Cloud. Does that make any sense?
You
So,
just want
so,
to be able to code. You have to write
so
code.
yeah. So basically, your like Webflow Cloud right now is separate from the normal Webflow. I want to be able to publish the Webflow code to, for example, GitHub, and use any idea that I want to build any structure that I want in Webflow. And I have this visual canvas, but also using any code editor to build whatever I want, and have like a seamless integration of these two. So you can have all the goods with like edit mode and hosting and all the nice things that Webflow has with the CMS, everything that can be visual, but you as a developer can also just fully code, just like Replit.
Yeah. That sounds like a massive overhaul, though, right?
Yeah,
Huge overhaul.
it doesn't sound like I'm saying it as like we're just not
Dream.
doing this. It's not easy, and we don't even have any platform that is anywhere near what I just described. So
yeah, we shall see. When's the talk? It's only in New York, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's on the 17th and the 18th. And something interesting, if you scroll a little bit down, a bit more, so you see the first list of speakers and you see the keynote, I noticed something pretty odd. A bit.
This one?
No, scroll down. Here. No, sorry, not here. Here.
Agenda?
The agenda and for the keynote.
Oh, I see. I got you. Yeah.
So if you select the 17th.
Opening
Yeah,
keynote.
you see the opening keynote, and none of the co-founders are anywhere on this list.
But these are C-suite, though. They're all C-suite. Well, CEO,
yes. She is the
product?
CPO, so product, yeah.
Tech?
CTO, yes.
Who's... I don't know.
I think he's like marketing, and the other guy is
the C-suite. This is the thing.
What is the making money?
The thing is, like, founders are they're founders, and the quicker they can step away from actually doing anything, once they can build a company and then step away, they've built a company. That's what a founder's job's supposed to be.
No, I mean, that depends on the company. I mean, Elon is still doing the Tesla presentation.
Yeah, but he's an egotistical maniac. So,
And we had Steve Jobs. He was,
mm,
he was the best at doing the keynotes, and he had this passion and understanding for design and everything that he was. I'm not saying that these people don't have that, but they are not. To me, they are not Vlad, and to me, it is the company losing its soul.
well, they're a
But I'm
different
being
company now,
critical.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, a different company now. They're growing. They need to make more money. They need to make, and they're not going to get that from designers who want to use the website for free. Which, by the way, friggin', I cannot cancel my account, and I've been charged for it, and they just haven't got back to me. Anyway, that's just something I've realized whilst being on the air right now.
Really? Like your Webflow account?
Yeah, you just can't. I just try and cancel, and it says you're part of an organization. So I've removed myself. Oh, sorry, I'm a guest in another organization. So I've just removed myself, and it's just not thing. And now I've been charged like $120, whatever it is, for the year.
But it happened to me a few times, getting charged by accident, or like I forgot to remove a hosting from a website, because like I do it for the client and then I duplicate and send it. By the way, that's not anymore a thing, but it used to be that like that. And every time I message support, every time I got my money back. So I'm sure you will get yours back.
Yeah, well,
They're pretty actually good with that.
Yeah,
I'll
it's been
give
a month
them that.
now. It's been a while now, to be fair.
Yeah, you should send an email.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's been this week's AI news.
not
to
a
add?
busy week. No, not a.
You say never. Don't stop saying that. It's been a totally busy week, and we've been streaming for an hour and a half. So stop saying that. It's been chocker.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. Always,
yeah. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, we didn't decide on an iPhone color, but that's fine.
What do you mean we didn't decide? I mean,
I
decided. To be fair though, I didn't. I would go orange just without a case, but then I don't want to.
Just buy the new iPhone. I want to.
I don't need it.
You definitely need it. Like, your life will be so much better. The quality improvement, like your life will change. Imagine.
What is it in a week? Is it something just over a week? They'll be in people's hands, and I can at least watch the reviews. And just make.
No, I want to go to the shops and try the colors and like hold the orange and the white, and then see like which one. Yeah, both of them. Like,
how do I look?
Yeah. But this is like a fuck up from from Apple, because look, I would like to buy, but now I kind of don't want to, because of the color. I don't have any other issue. It's just the color. I don't like the orange, and I don't want a boring white. The orange is just a bit too much.
Don't get a Pro.
No, I want the zoom. That's the thing. I want the zoom.
I just remind you what you were telling me before this frigging call, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to pay extra. That's the thing. Like,
just continuation.
I didn't lose money on this. Well, technically.
What happens to that phone? Can you sell that, or do you have to hand it back in?
So I send this for the remaining. So I'm paying monthly. I send this for exactly the remaining amount of money that I owe the bank, this specific bank that works with Apple, and I just continue paying for another year for the new phone. So
what happens if you don't? What happens if you don't? Do you now pay less on your monthly thing on that phone that you have in your hands right now?
No.
So you might as well upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It will extend it. So technically, I am losing money in 2 years, but for my today, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't change anything. But
it does extend. It does.
Yes, it does extend. But as I use this one, it also reduces the value drops.
Yeah.
I know I'm like still paying. I'm going to pay, but it won't make a change in my next 2 years. That's what I'm saying.
I buy my phone. I always buy them outright, and that way I just don't have to like. And that does let me keep the phone on average 4 years. You know, so if we're talking like, I don't know how much I paid for that. Was it 1,100? Maybe it's 1,200. I don't know, which is crazy. Divided by 12, that's $100 a month. For 1 year, so it cost me £100, but I used that.
No,
for
I'm
4
paying
years.
like 50.
So I'm talking about me now. So my phone, buying it outright, cost me £25 a month, really, because I keep them every 4 years. When was the 15? What was it? 15. So 16, 17. So we're only 2 years, really. So I've got plenty of time left on this, mate.
Plenty
of time left on this.
Yeah.
But you pay 40, right?
No, 50 something.
50 euros.
Yeah, 50 something. And again, I will be continue. I have to continue to pay the installments anyway, so I might just change the phone because Apple is getting the exact same, like giving me the exact same amount of money that I have remaining for my installment. So that's why. Yeah.
Got it. Anyway, let's wrap up this this pod. Like, subscribe, and all the rest of it. We've launched an Instagram as well. So yeah, tune in same time next week. Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. Follow
YouTube.
us on our new Instagram
Yeah.
account, guys. Like, yeah. Command AI.
Command AI out.
Command AI show. Yeah.